Just when you thought there could not be more change going on in the world, magnetic north is moving. Aviators know it has always moved, but not like this. It's just skipping along. It's on the move about 40 miles a year now along the polar cap toward Russia. It's a natural, unstoppable occurrence, but
the compass is becoming more inaccurate every day. It's not a result of faulty manufacturing. It's because the North Pole itself is changing. Follow me now. This problem is actually so drastic that workers at Tampa International and Peter O. Knight airports are rushing to make changes. And Brooks Garner, our meteorologist and local science, do we dare say nerd, spent the day looking into this polar shift.
When most people hear North Pole, they think of Santa Claus. And while he'll always be at the very top of the world,
there's also a magnetic pole, which is produced by fluctuations or flow of iron in the core of the Earth.
Dr. Chris Connor of USF explains that the constantly moving molten iron acts like a giant car alternator, creating a magnetism on a planetary scale with a magnetic north and south pole.
But over the last few decades, it's been moving, and now it's moved all the way from northern Canada into northern Siberia.
Which means what your compass shows as north in Tampa Bay isn't really north. And this is a problem for airports.
When a pilot navigates, he needs to find what's the correct runway to land in or take off on. So he uses his compass in his cockpit to orient himself. They'll tell him that he's on the correct runway.
Robert Burr of TIA says runway 36 originally pointed due north to 360 degrees. Or it did before the magnetic shift. Now it points just right at 10 degrees north, even though physically it hasn't moved. While the runway in question will always point to the true geographic North Pole, because the magnetic North Pole has now shifted, pilots who use compasses lining up on the runway may think they're in the wrong spot unless this problem is corrected. So TIA has resolved to paint new numbers to match the pilot compass readings. Now runway 36 is runway 1. But this may only be a temporary fix. Several times per million years, Earth's magnetic pole does a full flip. At first, it becomes disorganized, with new poles popping up in odd places like the equator, bringing the green and red northern lights to the skies of Florida. The last shift was over 700,000 years ago, leaving some to say we're due.
Some people have speculated that there's a shift beginning,
which may explain this recent fluctuation.
Mana ullumiuyuk ikakang ni makunik taon na nito naratigun. Kukiyang na inaksoni. Eman na narunangit igini nga mana ujo narunangit to kaya manaktong. Ullu nga tawang na pokto na saulat to tayo sa mani walaman.
Kaya malaking karoto nga. Kana ujo kalakata sila. Kanoy na balak si mga rama nga. Kana li kasi malaki takasikin. Tayo mga tabanin mo ito guma. Tana, kasi malaki takasikin. Tayo mga anak kasugo kami. Sukat sa manong mga ikaroon lang kami. Pawala ko talatin nito. Kasi yan eh. Tayo mga kityanak parak sa mga tanan na nabon. Tayo mga uparong ni paungat. Tapaungat, uparak sa mga Uparak sa mga nunita pa nga, pakiparak sa mga tanan na nabon. Isa magkakatak ko, kaya matagatan na ukaw sa kanya malaki katakatan sa kanya. Sila.
Nunak yabot, kityakluk palangan, kasi naligala siya man, kangan lalo ng mga akaw nga, sukuy ng itakakisya ni, kawin siya pa niya nga, sa kanya, kapag nga, nanubulik, mga sa mga nipikatalak si mga kalawangat, nuna yawatan na, kasi naligala si malaktilyo ko, mga nauyamik siya nung takay siya ngunat sa kanya.
Sa kanya tayo ako si Tito ayot siyo. So kaya nuna kikitlok padal man, sa kanya paunak padal na nga lut. Aking nga nagsarang mag-o. Uko si Badkak to.
Yung karo kakatiyak po ko yung magunyang mo na niya. Iteman na sanga ya kurugaruan. Kasi ano ang naksangin pangon naktutukaw to kaya kun napadlayat yung ayo sakto na kamaritlo ang niyo siniglo manang minatok sa kuya wala ko ma kudo kaya kang iyakangan. Tamak ko adigi yung naktangin ikung nga dun iman na wala ko sa mayakarwa. Tayo man na yun nila kami. Amma ang wala ko sa mga migat abangan maroyak sa maroyak tamak ko udlo kaya amma kanoy liwat sa madagat lutin. Sila kanoy liwat ila nuna kanoy liwat sa maroyak. Teman na urak sa iman na dyan wadat ko ninig abong nga doon na iman nabidwa sa kaya karaksul iman na dyan kaya nga raksawit tawong nga na lang ninyo ano kita na mga akwadak ko nito ng ano wag niyakat tiya ko na tuwaro siya ma yuto ka doon nagkisuyak to halo yun ng nasarak so amalo abang sa aming atin ano kaya araw-araw na tayo na ano kaya yung ito araw-araw sa may yotahan na tawangan mana ano ka sang iyo araw magayon na raw na tawangan to imon na sila ko yun nilo wang niyo aji pa do araw ilo niyo